Welcome to the Methodcast, the space where we break down the hidden forces shaping habits, addiction, and personal transformation. Today, we're diving deep into something truly powerful: the freedom that comes when you finally break free from porn. People often think quitting porn is about giving something up, that it's about discipline, self denial, and restriction. But what if I told you that quitting is not about losing anything? It's about gaining everything back. When you finally escape the cycle, you don't feel deprived. You feel liberated. And today we're going to explore exactly what that freedom looks like, how it changes you, and why it's so much better than you ever expected. Freedom isn't just the absence of chains, it's the presence of choice, clarity, and life itself. Imagine you've been walking through life with a weight on your shoulders, but you didn't even realize it was there. You've gotten used to it, adjusted to the discomfort, accepted it as part of your reality. But then, one day, you take it off, and suddenly, you feel light. You feel alive. That's what breaking free from porn is like. It's a release you didn't even know you needed. One of the first things people notice after quitting is mental clarity. When you're caught in the porn cycle, your mind is constantly in a tug of war. You tell yourself this is the last time, but you keep coming back. You feel the guilt, the frustration, the endless cycle of regret. But once you break free, the fog lifts. Your brain isn't stuck in a loop anymore. You're not drained from the constant battle. Your thoughts become sharper, your focus stronger, your emotions more balanced. You start to think clearly again, like stepping into fresh air after being stuck in a stuffy room for too long. Then comes the freedom of time. Let's be honest, porn doesn't just take up a few minutes of your day, it steals hours. The searching, the dopamine chase, the post-session fatigue. Even when you're not watching, it lingers in your mind. But when you quit, you suddenly have time to live again. You start picking up old hobbies, diving into projects, having deeper conversations. Life starts feeling full again because you're actually living it instead of escaping from it. And then there's control. When you're addicted, it feels like you're not even in charge of your own actions. You tell yourself, this is the last time, and yet you're back at it again. It's like a force pulling you, like your hands are moving before your brain even has time to argue. It's frustrating. It makes you feel weak. But when you finally quit, that changes completely. Suddenly, when you say no, it actually means something. You don't feel controlled by urges. You don't feel like you're being pulled back into a loop. You are in charge again. That confidence, that strength, it bleeds into every aspect of your life. One of the biggest and most unexpected changes is social confidence. Porn creates a world where you don't have to try. You don't have to be charming, interesting, or present. You just click and consume. And over time, that erodes your social skills. But when you quit, something incredible happens. You start looking people in the eye again. You're more engaged in conversations. You feel more present, more real, more connected. And people notice. Your energy shifts. You carry yourself differently. It's not about forcing confidence. It's just the natural result of breaking free from something that was dulling your presence. And this shift, it changes everything, especially when it comes to attraction. Porn messes with your ability to connect with real people. It makes real intimacy feel dull in comparison to the endless novelty of the screen. But when you quit, your desire for real connection comes back. You stop objectifying. You stop seeking cheap highs. You start craving something deeper. Sex stops feeling like a mechanical act and becomes something powerful again. You start to truly feel, and with that comes self-respect. There's a certain shame that comes with porn use. Even if you tell yourself it's normal, even if society says it's harmless, there's still that voice in the back of your mind. That voice that knows you're capable of more. That voice that whispers, this isn't who you really are. And when you quit, that shame disappears. You start holding your head higher. You start feeling proud of yourself again. You prove to yourself that you are in control, that you are stronger than you thought. And that's priceless. Now let's talk about dopamine. Because if there's one thing porn hijacks, it's this. Every time you watch, your brain gets a dopamine hit. And over time, it needs more and more just to feel something. You start escalating, chasing novelty, needing something extreme just to get that same buzz. But real life, real experiences, they start to feel boring. And that's the real danger. Porn numbs you to life. But when you quit, your brain starts healing. You start enjoying things again. The small things. Music feels richer. Food tastes better. Laughing with friends feels deep. A simple walk outside feels incredible. And over time, that joy becomes your new normal. You start loving life again, not just consuming it. And then there's peace. No more guilt, no more hiding, no more feeling like there's a war inside your head. Just peace. You wake up in the morning feeling clear, strong, and fully alive. This is what quitting porn actually gives you. It's not about losing something. It's about breaking free from a cage you didn't even realize you were in. It's about reclaiming yourself, your clarity, your time, your confidence, your relationships, your ability to feel joy. And once you get to this point, you look back and wonder why you ever thought you needed it. You realize you were never missing out by quitting. You were only ever missing out by staying addicted. So if you're still caught in the cycle, if you're still debating whether or not to quit, ask yourself, what's actually keeping you there? What is porn really giving you? Because once you see that the answer is nothing, you won't feel like you're quitting. You'll feel like you're escaping. And that's the real secret. You don't lose anything when you quit porn. You gain everything. So if you're on this journey, if you're struggling, just remember, the real you is on the other side. And once you get there, you'll never look back. That's it for today's episode of the Methodcast. If this resonated with you, don't just think about it, act on it. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, send it their way. Because the only thing stronger than addiction is truth. And once you see it, you're free. If you're on this journey, know that you're not alone. And if this episode has resonated with you, share it with someone who might need to hear it. Together, we're breaking free from the lies of addiction and stepping into something so much better. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Until next time, celebrate your progress, stay curious, and remember, you've got this.